Unbeaten so far, I think by your own admission, not firing on all cylinders quite yet. How important do you think it is to not only win this game against Slovenia, but get a big performance in to kind of build some momentum going into the knockouts?
Yeah, I think momentum's the right word. I think, if before the tournament, if you would have said, where we are now, you pretty much be qualified after 2 games, we would have took it for sure. But I think, that we can be honest with ourselves that we haven't played the way we've wanted to play. I think the good sign is that we've still picked up results whilst doing that. But yeah, I think Tuesday is important just for the feeling of the group. Of course, we want to finish top as well and just kind of take that momentum into the knockout stages. So and just for more all round, just to have a better feeling coming off the pitch and hopefully take that for the rest of the tournament.
The calmness amongst you guys is very, very obvious. You've been there and seen it and done it all in major tournaments. But I think there's a feeling amongst us guys in the media and maybe amongst the fans that there are more problems to solve maybe than we've seen in other tournaments under Gareth. What do you make of that yourself? Do you think there have been more issues coming into the tournament and maybe more that you're still trying to work out?
Well, I think, maybe leading up into the tournament, there was, situations, especially with probably fitness towards the back end of the season for quite a lot of players. And, even in the selection that the manager had to choose between players who were injured and not quite fit. So, maybe leading up, there's been a bit of a difference. I think, in the past 2 tournaments especially, we've been on the same amount of points, the same kind of, we won the first, we drew the second. But, I don't think we played well in the Denmark game. I think we dropped below what we know we can, but overall I think we are calm. We have been here before. We've got a lot of experience, so it's not a time to panic, of course, but it's a time to obviously try and improve. And I think for me, I think always in these tournaments, especially these early stages, it's almost, I love my other sports, it's almost like a boxer in the first couple of rounds, just seeing where everyone's at, seeing how you feel. Or a golfer in a major tournament, just kind of, okay, it's the first round, don't play yourself out the tournament, just be calm. And that's kind of where, I think, where we're at. We're looking where we can improve, and of course we know we can improve, but it's not a time to panic and think we need to change everything and change loads of stuff. We just need to, a few fine details that I think will help us.
We've talked a lot about your fitness.
Yeah.
How fit are you at the moment? And the crucial question for me, I think, is do you feel you're able to play in all of these games out here with England at the level you would want to be able to? Yeah,
I do. I think, I spoke before the tournament, and of course we said about the preparation leading up to it, I thought was pretty good for me personally. And even the games in the tournament, the first game, I felt as fit as I have all season, and of course I know I come off in the second game, but that was down to the manager wanting to see different and maybe freshen up the front players especially. So from my point of view, I'm fit. I'm getting better and better each game and fitter each game. And I've spoken in previous tournaments about the same thing, about trying to make sure you're coming into your peak towards the most important part of the tournament, which is the knockout. So as always, time will tell. If we get knocked out, then of course there'll be a lot of questions asked. But I think, from my point of view, it's important that going into this knockout stage, you're feeling 100%, and I feel I'm there.
Hi, Harry.
Hi.
What's the talk been like among the players after the first 2 games, and what have you been working on since the Denmark match?
Yeah, the talk's been pretty much kind of what we spoke about, just to be calm. Yeah, we're in a good place, even though we know we haven't quite reached the levels that we can. But it's been pretty much how it always is. The lads get on very well. We had a bit of time with the families, which is great. There's always that stage of the tournament where you're just starting to miss your families a little bit and miss the kids. So it was great to see them the day after the game. We've been trained yesterday, trained today, obviously on the stuff preparing for the game on Tuesday. And like I just said, just touching on the fine details and the things that we feel like we can improve. And watching back the games, we know there's areas that I think will really help us.
There's been lots of talk after the game, as you can imagine. But have you seen or heard any of the criticism about your own performance? And if you have, what have you made of it?
Yeah, I try and stay off it as much as possible. I think it's almost impossible not to see some stuff nowadays with all the different platforms. But I think me as a player, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I know when major tournament football's on, it's going to be even heightened, and performance is going to be scrutinised. And yeah, if I'm honest with myself, have I played the best that I know I can? No, but you know, I didn't score in the group stage in the World Cup. I didn't score in the group stage in the Euros. So from my point of view, it's a bonus to be one goal ahead. But yeah, you know, I'd always judge myself first, and of course I know I can play better, as I know, you know, a lot of the players think the same in the team, that we can all play a little bit better. And yeah, and that's what I do. You know, I don't panic. I don't get, like, you know, too high or too low. I'll keep doing what I do, and yeah, just go on to the next one.
And after the Denmark match, Gareth Southgate said that the team aren't able to press how they'd like because of the physical condition. What's that like for you to deal with? Is it frustrating? Are you feeling a big difference when you're out there?
No, I just think I think both games playing against the back three just maybe caused us a little bit of confusion on the pitch. You know, we prepared for the game, but then yeah, I just think there was certain things where we couldn't quite get the pressure that we wanted, and we weren't 100% sure on of when to go, and it's hard when you're playing against good teams. Sometimes when the momentum goes against you, you struggle to kind of get it back, and then I don't think we were great with the ball, which then led to, you know, feeling like you're just running and constantly running, and then so it was tough to kind of turn that momentum around. So yeah, I think in the next game it'll maybe pose a different threat because of the formation. It's more likely going to be different from Slovenia. So yeah, hopefully we can show a bit more energy and a bit more yeah, enthusiasm, especially without the ball, and I think that will help us with the ball as well.
Harry, hi. In 28 of your Bundesliga 32 games that you played this season, you played all 90 minutes. 9 of your 12 Champions League games, you played all 90 minutes. Is there any concern about that catching up? And are you always happy to finish games? Is that in your nature?
Yeah, I think so. I'm always someone who's, you know, always put as much as I can into the game, and, you know, a lot of my career I've played the full 90 minutes. But as always, the decision's always with the manager. You know, I'll give everything I have for however long I play, and if it's 70 minutes, if it's 90 minutes, if it's extra time, you know, I physically feel more than capable of doing any of that. I've done that my whole career, like you just said there. I've done that for pretty much the whole season as well. So yeah, I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling fit. I know sometimes when, you know, in my experience, when I've had, you know, bad games or games not up to the standard, there's always something to look for and find a reason why. But sometimes it's just, that's the game. You know, it's 1 or 2 games. If this was in a league season, no one's really talking about it because it's in, you know, a small, heightened environment. Of course, there's more chatter. So the important thing is that, you know, from me personally, I feel fit, I feel ready, and I'll play as long as the manager wants me to play.
Is it a different challenge when you're having to press against 3 at the back?
I think it poses a different challenge just tactically on who's pressing what player, and I think in both games, you know, they dropped midfielders into that kind of back 3 as well, and it was kind of, yeah, it was just that who goes at what moment, and I just think we didn't quite have yeah, the right solutions at the time, and I think that's all part of improving. You know, there's more likely a chance we're going to come up against that formation again, and I think that's where it's really important to go away and look at the images, look at the video, see where we can improve for next time. And yeah, and like I said, I think Tuesday will be a little bit different just from a tactically point of view anyway, but yeah, hopefully we can just bring a bit more energy, and you know, I know that's what, you know, the crowd love and the fans love, to get them off their seat, and we're more than capable of doing that.
Thanks. Go Faye next.
Hi, Harry.
Hi.
You're okay. There've been a couple of reports around that you called a player summit on Friday morning after the game. Can you confirm if that's the case, and what was the purpose of it?
No, that didn't happen, so I'm not sure where that's come from. I think, again, probably just, you know, people trying to maybe create something out of nothing really. The day after the game was, yeah, just a small debrief that we always do from the manager, and then it was just a family day. You know, we had 7 hours with the family, which I'm not sure all the lads were quite happy about. After a few hours, it was it was pretty hectic, to be fair. So we might cut that down in the future. But no, that's what it was, and I think it was an important day just to kind of switch the minds off. You know, we've done well in the tournament so far, 4 points after 2 games, but yeah, in this sort of environment, you need a chance just to switch off, and that's what that day was for.
You talked about your fitness, but are you having to play a slightly different game at the moment as well. Wayne Rooney wrote in the Times the other day that actually perhaps the form from you in the past couple of games isn't necessarily your fault. You're just not getting the service in. Are you having, because of the adjustments that Gareth Southgate's had to make, are you having to adjust your game as well?
Well, I think I always talk about, from me personally, as you know, I like some games I'll stay high, some games I'll drop in. I think, just as a team, we're, just finding that fluid nature. We're just that we haven't quite clicked right in the first two games, if we're being honest. But we're all at the very top of our game. We're all at a high level, and I think just as we train more, as we play more, that should only progress and get better. So as always, I'll try and adapt to the game situation and how the other team play and what suits me, what suits my role, I guess, as the number 9. But I think most importantly, there's been a lot of talk without the ball, but I think with the ball we just need to be better. We need to keep it better. We need to play a little bit higher when we're kind of in those areas building up. We need to get in between the lines a little bit more, and that will come. And like I said, time will tell. Of course, we have to go out there and prove it in the matches, and hopefully we can do that on Tuesday.